Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Friday Night Frenzy. It's week 4, and tonight's schedule is full of key matchups, including Ishpeming at Westwood. So let's get right to the action. The Patriots looking to give the Hematites their first loss of the season, and things started out pretty good for Westwood. All the Patriots needed was 5 seconds. First play of the game, Taylor Delangelo at quarterback, and Eric Anderson is wide open. He runs it in for the 62-yard touchdown, and the Patriots up 6-0 very, very early on. Ishpeming fumbled on their second play. Patriots recovered, and Anderson again, this time with a leap into the end zone, and before you know it, it's 14-0 Westwood. But then this happened. Late in the first quarter on the punt, Hunter Smith back to receive for the Hematites. And in my best Chris Berman impression, can he go all the way? Yes, yes, he can. Smith takes it 85 yards to the house, and that is exactly what the Hematites needed to get back into this one. Westwood 14, Ishpeming 8, and here we go, folks. Buckle up because this one is going to get good. I had no idea who had the ball, and neither did Westwood's defense, but it's Gavin Sundberg who takes it 59 yards, and he's so fast I couldn't even keep up with him, but there he is in the end zone. It's a tie game in West Ishpeming. Still tied with less than a minute to go in the first half. Ashton Bregman with the ball in his hands, and he airs it out, but right to the hands of Zach Jandrow, and he is in the wrong uniform, and off to the races he goes. He's got butter on his ankles. No one is bringing him down. It's a touchdown for the Hematites. The 2-point conversion is good, and Ishpeming takes a 22-14 lead heading into the locker room. Transitioning to the second half now, Ishpeming picking up right where they left off. Drake Sundberg runs it in from 5 yards out to extend the Hematites' lead, and Ishpeming goes on to beat Westwood 44-36. And the Hematites are 4-0. Tonight's game was the highest combined score in the history of the 40-plus year rivalry. And next up for the Hematites is Negaunee at home. And to the scoreboards now, how about Gwynn? The Model Towners are 4-0 for the first time since 1998, winning 22-21 at Hancock. And speaking of winning, Houghton gets their first win of the season, 26-22 over the Lakes. Manistique, due to injuries, did not field a team tonight, and Negaunee moves to 2-2 on the year with a road game at rival Ishpeming next Friday. Back to the action now. Calumet on the road facing the Wycons, and it's the Copper Kings who strike first. Brent Lucas finds Matt Ojala in the back of the end zone for the score. 2-point conversion is complete. Calumet takes an early 8-0 lead. And with less than a minute left in the first quarter, West Iron County finds an answer. Zach Quintero bulldozes his way into the promised land to get his team on the board, but that's the only time they'll find the end zone. Point after is no good. Calumet leads 8-6 into the second. Calumet 5 yards out, and it's a team effort for Travis Ojala to get him into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. Calumet pulls out to a 10-point lead. 23-6 now. The Wycons trying to close the gap. Trey Busiak overthrows it. Calumet cruises to victory 43-6, and they're also 4-0. Heading to Norway now, Iron Mountain is in town. Mountaineers up 7-0. Trey Dota stepping back and launches it downfield, and Cody Hendricks reels it in. Norway on the board, and it's a tie ball game in the second quarter now. Marcus Johnson under center, and he sneaks his way past the goal line. Norway signaling that it's no good, but the refs call it a touchdown, and that makes it 13-7. Mountaineers on Norway's next drive. Dota to Trevor Anderson for a gain, but the Knights can't get anything to come of that. Late in the second, it's Johnson again. Looking, you know what? I'll just keep it myself. And Johnson fired up after that touchdown, and the Mountaineers beat Norway 35-7. Heading to the Southern UP now, Bark River Harris hosting Gogebic this evening. A defensive battle in the first leaves it scoreless after 12. To the second, the Miners get rid of the goose egg. Seth Cole powers his way into the end zone 4-6. Point after was no good, and that is a critical stop for the Broncos. Early in the second, Gogebic threatening it again, but Tommy London can't haul it in. It's still 6-0 Miners, but the Broncos starting to find their groove on offense, and Eric Vial breaks free for a large gain and the first down. Gogebic led 6-0 at the half. All the Broncos needed was a touchdown, and they got just that. Bark River Harris sneaks past the Miners 7-6. In other scores from around the UP, Mason Scheiding scored the Mustangs' lone touchdown, but they fall at Lance 20-6. In Dickinson County, Kingsford bounces back in a big way, beating Gladstone by 19. Ian Tarian scored a TD for the Flivers in the win. And in Menominee, the Maroons are winless 4 games into the season. They fall to Medford 26-7. Brendan Harris had 132 yards rushing and scored Menominee's first touchdown of the season. The Maroons turned the ball over 5 times in the loss. And back to the action, taking it down to Marquette, where the Redmen took on GNC foe Escanaba. Marquette's opening drive was a good one on 1st and goal from the 2. Brady Wright takes the handoff and behind a good push from the O-line punches it in for 6. 7-0 Marquette. Late in the first now, Escanaba on the move. Craig Kameen looking like he's going to tuck and run it on 3rd and 9, but at last second he throws it downfield. Grant Lamarche makes the catch for a gain of 24 yards. To the second now, Marquette up a score. Escanaba driving. Kameen looking, throwing, and this time it will be picked though. Adam Genchak comes up with the interception for the Redmen, putting the ball at the 41-yard line. And the very next play for Marquette, looking to pounce on that momentum swing. Brendan Caskey chucks it deep, and you know who is on the receiving end. Ethan Martish, 59 yards to the promised land, makes it 14-0 Marquette. Escanaba, trying to keep pace with the Redmen, would break through on their next possession. Isaac Cooper sheds a couple tackles, and he scores from 25 yards out, pulling the Eskimos back within 7. Marquette had an answer on its following drive. Brendan Caskey made 2 big throws to get the Redmen down to the Escanaba 10-yard line, and Robert Apple scampers home for the TD. Marquette led 28-7 in the second half. Escanaba came back to force overtime, and both teams scored in the extra session, but the Redmen go for 2 and get it. Robert Apple would run it in to win a thriller 36-35 over the Eskimos. And back to the scoreboards in Iron County. Stevenson scored with just over a minute to go to tie the game, but Forest Park's Tommy Showers caught the game-winning touchdown with less than 30 seconds left to give the Trojans a thrilling 8-point win. Showers had 3 touchdowns in the game. Meanwhile, there was no drama in Felch as the Nordics fall to Cedarville 68-26. North Central's offense was all systems go tonight as the Jets soar past the Gladiators 58-0. Pickford Panthers are #1 team in the state according to the Associated Press, and they showed it tonight against Rapid River. They won 58-12. Kearney NATO is still looking for their first win of the season as they fall at Florence to the Bobcats 62-6. And in a track meet, it was Engadine over Rudyard 62-42. Welcome back to Friday Night Frenzy. The NMU volleyball team was back at home tonight looking for a little momentum. A tough 4-set loss at home Tuesday night to rival Michigan Tech. Wildcat Willie was in attendance as the Lady Cats took on Ferris State at Vanderbilt Arena. Lady Bulldogs won the first 2 sets and were leading the third. NMU trying to hang in the game. Lindsay Savoda sets up Autumn Monsma for the kill. 1 of 5 for Lindsay on the night. And after a point for Ferris State, the Cats go right back on the attack. Savoda puts the ball in the right spot for Sierra Martinez, who does the rest. Point Cats. This Ferris State team showed why they're the 11th ranked team in the country. Katie O'Connell would be denied a kill, but she comes back with a block for the point. Ferris State takes the third set 25-17, sweeping the Wildcats. And in Houghton, the Huskies blank Northwood 3-0. Olivia Gormley had 18 kills for Michigan Tech, who is now 4-0 in conference play. And taking it to the pitch in men's soccer, Northern Michigan scored 2 first-half goals to hang on to beat Davenport 2-1. The Wildcats play at home against Purdue Northwest Sunday at 1 o'clock. And in women's soccer, Jenna and Caroline Hallinan scored within 20 seconds of each other as the Cats win 3-0 over the Pride. And the Lady Huskies, thanks to a goal from Grace Shaw, win at Wisconsin Parkside 1-0. Amanda Young stopped all 7 shots she faced for Michigan Tech.